Hello. Welcome back, folks. God, my voice is going already. I can't believe that.
It's so good.
It's like you just left JordanCon, pretty much.
Yeah, I have. I've got the post JordanCon voice.
Yeah.
So it's a full house tonight. There's 5 of us. How's everyone doing?
Amazing.
It's Friday Eve.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that.
It's Friday Eve. Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
It is Friday Eve, everybody. For me, it's Friday morning, but we won't talk about that. Yeah. How is everyone surviving the post JordanCon? I know Amish, you went there. So like me, you were chilling out at the hold. But Mel, Leigh-A, Karakali, how are we doing with the post-con situation? Have we recovered?
I need more hugs.
Yes. But I did
feel like
finally
I got my quota for a week's worth of
Okay.
hugs. And I need 51 more weeks worth of hugs. So I don't know how to solve that problem.
That is fair. Yeah.
I slept away my post-con depression.
I went back to work.
How was your first JordanCon? What do you
I drove home and went back to work. No, it was great. I mean, I think I've said this to other people, but like next time I just want to be more intentional about reaching out ahead of time and being like, okay, where are you going to be? And where are you going to be? And where are you going to be? Because I think most of it was just colliding with people randomly, and then we both spun out back into our own orbits and then colliding with somebody else again. Like it was very chaotic. It was chaotic. And for me, I'm like, I need a little bit more like planning. So, but it was fine.
I wish you luck with that.
I know. I know. Well, like some things you can't plan for everything, but I think it was just more wanting to have better communication with where people were going to be, like so that I could in turn kind of position myself to accidentally run into more people.
And I will say this year, JordanCon and the hotel did something weird. So they do serve the meals with the con ticket, but then they wouldn't let us eat in the lobby. So I feel like that's where a lot of people in between things, like you can actually sit down. And this year, because you couldn't, it was just like people dispersed to random places, mostly their rooms. And it was just like, it was weird.
Plus, if you like weren't staying in the hotel, it wasn't easy to get to where they were offering food because you had to have a room key to use the elevator. And I'm local. My husband and I live in Atlanta, so we had to basically like con our way onto an elevator with people and then just be like, someone will be nice enough to get us up to the which obviously everyone is, but we kind of felt like we were cheating a little bit because we didn't have a room key that you had to use to get food.
There are multiple secret stairs.
They are very secret, aren't they?
Yeah.
I remember going down them in 2023.
Oh, we're not talking about that. I'm still traumatized by that.
I remember that too, yes.
I remember people saying they went down them while I definitely did not leave my room.
I saw the ribbon from this year that said, I survived the fire of 2023.
Oh my God, there was a ribbon.
I was like, I need that.
Allie made it. It was pretty great.
Callie, for context, on the Sunday morning, someone set off the fire alarm by accident.
At 7 a.m.
Oh my God.
Who the fuck does that?
So obviously the whole hotel had to evacuate, and there were a number of people who were just like, nope, I'm in the shower or I'm in bed. I will just burn.
As someone who, this is a story that I rarely tell, but why not? Was in the shower as a sophomore in college when we had a fire drill, but they didn't tell us there was going to be a fire drill, and had to get out of the shower still like with wet hair and come out like onto the campus lawn, like where everyone else was. And then luckily I had all my floor mates but like surrounding me, like creating it was like when elephants protect a baby from hyenas. They were all like blocking me so that no one would see any. I had a towel, but like not much else.
Right.
all my girls, they like blocked me.
Had like a Kali barrier sort of situation.
Yeah,
I would have just burned.
Honestly, I was tempted. I was like, at this point, But
I mean,
they
you're
didn't
in-
tell us. So like in
you're
my
in the
mind, I'm like, what
shower.
if this is real?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're in the shower. You're being smothered with water constantly. I
Yeah,
feel like
they
that's
would put the
this
fire
is- if you
out.
like- the fire, yeah, fire, water. You know,
Oh
What a
god.
thing.
But yeah,
Wow.
clearly a scarring memory because I still remember it however many years later now that it's been.
that's
How
fair.
awesome
That's
of
fair.
your floor mates to just like protect
That's
you
really
that
cool.
way, though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really nice.
Because I was
That's
like,
very, very cool.
this is not ideal.
No,
I'm just impressed that you were actually up and showering at 7.
Well, it wasn't that early. I think it was. That's why it felt weird because it was an afternoon. Like I remember
Oh.
it was getting back from I think a class, and it was like in the middle of the day, which is why it stood out as something that didn't feel like a drill. But
Yeah.
then I think it might have actually been a similar thing though to the hotel, which is somebody pulled the fire or someone set off the alarm, and so that's why
It's
nobody
much
was prepared for
different.
it. But yes,
That's
I was surrounded by my Aiel maidens. Yeah.
yeah.
True.
I want to see a hands up in chat if you bumped into Karakali at JordanCon. We have photo evidence that she was there.
We
by the
do.
way. So,
Yeah, for sure.
One second, let me just locate this. I
I
hope
am
you're
such
ready.
a Shido. I ask literally everyone. Have you seen
Peel your
Carly?
eyes. There we go. Look, see, this is Carly.
I mean, she's
JordanCon.
obviously right there.
Yeah, right there in her Aiel cosplay. So
Mhm.
you know.
There was a
Yeah.
point where I was sitting on that couch, the one in the background. I was sitting
I
for like
see
a
you right
good,
now. Yeah.
like for a good 2 hours. I don't know how anyone like walked by me, but I think sometimes I just don't. As tall as I am, I don't think I stand out. So
Because you're an
it's kinda
IU.
funny. Yeah,
Nobody sees
Yeah.
you.
I was blending in.
Born talent.
I
You
think
did a
from
good
what
job.
you're saying about the no food in the lobby thing probably made a big difference to people hanging
Yeah.
out.
It did. It was
Mhm.
weird. It was weird that you couldn't. So like you kind of. There was a interesting extra room. They had a hospitality suite that was hosted by different groups. I went in there. I went in there one time with Sulin, and this other con was hosting the hospitality suite, kind of like advertising for their con.
Okay, interesting.
Which was kind of cool. And they had they were doing some mixology stuff with interesting non-alcoholic beverages.
Oh, lame.
But you could go in there and they had a place you could sit down and eat. So Sulin and I sat down and we chatted with a few different people who were sitting around. So that was nice. It was kind of but it was very small. You know, it only fit I don't know, maybe 10, 15 people.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I think the hotel just had more rules this year than they usually did. They usually just
I'm
Yeah.
tired
do our
of feeding
thing.
the upholstery, is what I think I'm hearing.
That's probably true.
We're done.
I mean, there's probably people. Yeah, people are probably,
Spilling.
not putting their plates and things in the trash, and they're probably spilling.
Well, I
them.
feel like we do,
Crumbs
but
everywhere.
they don't have enough trash cans out, and they don't. Anyways, we're just not going to dish to. We're not going to. This is going to get me on. I'm just we don't need to do this right now. We're not trash talking.
No.
No.
That's
But
fair.
I do have a JordanCon story that I think you guys might enjoy. It's my favorite story from my time there. So, I went as Landfear, and I won't show the traumatizing picture. So I actually made that top. I was very proud of myself, and I made the scale mail. So I did a cosplay with Andrew from the Black Tower.
Put this back
and-
up. There we go.
Yeah. So
you
the
mean
top part,
this one?
basically everything. Yes, that one. Good morning.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so he was Haddon Kadir and I was Lanfear. And
I love the guy on the right in the shirt who's just looking over what the hell is going on right now?
yeah, Andrew was very disturbing. So basically the top half of the costume I made, and then the lower half I had just grabbed from my lingerie drawer and threw it all together. So I'm sitting watching the Black Tower guys do their live broadcast, and Michael Livingston actually came over and talked to me, which was really cool. But I was so excited to show him that. So I jump up, I was like, oh my God, I have to show you something. And you could just see the trauma on his face. Like, dear God, what the fuck is she going to show me in that costume if this is not appropriate? And like,
No,
and I'm
you
just
see,
like,
where's my wife?
please
Where's
sit
my wife?
down. It's not really necessary. I was like, no, but I really want to show you. And he's just like, And I was like, I made this. I made the scale mail and I made the chain that goes across. And he was just like, the look of utter relief on his face that I wasn't trying to show him. It's because like the boobs pop up, like everything pops up, and it's just like, and of course, it being me, I took like an hour for me to be like register the conversation, and be like, oh, I probably could have handled that better.
Maybe, but it wouldn't be you, would it? So
It wouldn't be me if I didn't like completely put things out of context. So.
Yeah.
We got
All
an
right.
amazing gift at JordanCon. That was a
We
total
did.
surprise, and I'm wearing it today because it's so awesome.
Yes.
A Goat Brother original he made. He
Spin around,
made a
spin
bunch of
around.
us.
Stand
Up
up.
a little. Yep.
Now you gotta stretch it. It says Melindhra.
It says Melindhra.
It says Melindhra on the back. I don't know where it's written. But yeah, really sweet. We get this awesome shirt that Sulin hand carried and carried around the con for like 2 days, very stressfully. Like, I need you all to be together at once so that I can give these to you. And
Sulan was doing a lot of currying.
she was doing a lot of currying.
I caught up with her just before travels, and she was like, "I have so much. I don't have any room in my suitcase for my own things."
Yeah, she's a trooper for sure. But it's just like the loveliest gift, and it's the softest t-shirt I own. It's so soft.
It's amazing.
So it feels like getting a big, lovely Goat Brother hug, which is kind of awesome.
Aw.
Thank you, Goat Brother.
Folks, if
really
you get a
great.
chance to get a Goat Brother hug, you should get one. Goat Brother is amazing.
I'm counting down till September. I can't wait.
Yes. Come
Yes.
to MalkieriCon, which coincidentally I'm wearing last year's t-shirt. So, and I just was chatting today with Tree, who is our artist, about this year's artwork. So I'm excited about that. But let's kick off the Daily Veil and talk about. There's been like lots of things happening, and there's even like a fun little snippet that happened like an hour ago, thanks to Goat Brother. So let's do the Daily Veil and chat about some news.
Brothers and sisters,
It is time to cover up your face.
for the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spheres with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
Okay.
Yes.
What do we want to kick it off with? What is the
News.
news? Obviously. But
News.
what's,
I love that interview with the 4 of them. Well, 5 of them.
yes,
Yep.
the deadline piece. Yeah, that was wonderful.
That is so good. I love getting so much information from costume and makeup. Let's just say
Yeah,
that.
that.
love
Well, I will
that.
say when I did the set visit for, well, I guess it would be season 3 now, even though they weren't really talking to us about season 3.
That's
and then
true. I would agree.
I
with
was
that,
nerding
yeah.
so hard with Sharon and Davina, and it was so funny because I think there's a lot of times used to, for people who don't know, my day job is I'm a TV editor, but journalist, critic, whatever you want to call it. And it was really funny because I don't think they're used to people that know the books or like are really big fans of the show doing these sorts of visits all the time. Even though they did have a group there that was like the fan group, the designated
Right.
fan group, which they never put any of us together.
They
we were
didn't,
like,
Charlie, did they? I was like, why not?
no, because like I remember we had our screening, and then like I remember seeing like Critter and like a couple other people show up later, but they literally were trying to keep us apart. It was so funny, and I remember talking to Sharon about the costumes and was very clearly nerding out and trying to look cool on camera at the same time because they were filming the whole thing, which I hate like as much as you wouldn't believe it. I don't like being on camera in like a professional capacity. she turned to me and she goes, "You really like this stuff, don't you?"
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I made some comment about the Aes Sedai, like how all the different Aja are represented by different color schemes in their costumes. And then I said, well, is the reason that Liandrin is a darker red because of what we know is going to happen with her character? Like, she's not as vibrant a red. She's sort of a darker. And she turned to me and she's like, you really know what this is about. And I was like, yes,
That's
like,
such
so
a good
fun.
question.
Do you think they said it in a like, we're surprised that you know that way, or oh my god, how did a nerd slip in?
Yeah, how did a nerd sneak into this like professional? How did a nerd sneak into this professional like interview? No, I think she was pleasantly surprised because it's the kind of thing that I think they don't expect people to like pinpoint, but also because it's such a huge spoiler for later stuff that they haven't really foreshadowed in the show. I think she was like, oh yeah, like you're picking up on, but it's so cool that they're already putting those little details in, to kind of hint, like through the costumes to hint at where people are going. So that was, but yeah, I had to nerd out with Davina and
that's so cool.
Yeah. About
that's
the wigs
awesome.
and
that's
all
the
that
thing
stuff.
I've been
Yeah.
really impressed with is how much foreshadowing they put into the costume work that they do for every character. It's so awesome. I think that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Sharon just posted the new Lanfear costume post today. And it was like it foreshadowed like that she's half in the world of, whatever mortals and half in the world of the Forsaken or whatever. And I was like, that's just so cool. Anyway, I
like Lanfear.
But yeah, so anytime I will say like I guess I'm gonna put my like TV critic hat on to say like regarding the deadline thing, to steer us back to the deadline thing. They're doing sort of this for your consideration awards season push with this show, with a lot of other shows right now. We're kind of getting into that. And it's really nice, I think, when they're willing to spotlight below the line people on shows like this, not just cast, like not just, Rosamund Pike all the time, that they're willing to spotlight like the makeup and costume hair/makeup, I guess, and costume people. Because I feel like,
that's atypical.
I mean, that was what was so atypical about the set visit we did, right? Was like because of, I think, the pandemic and everything a little bit to a point. Or no, it was the strikes. First it was the pandemic with the show, and then it was the strikes. Because of the actor strikes, nobody was available to do the set visit. And so we ended up talking to directors and hair and makeup and costumes and, EPs and stuff. So, but those are the kinds of people that don't often get to do those types of like set visit things. Or if they do, it's sort of like you get to talk to them and then they're like, okay, but we know why you're really here. And it's to see like the actor. So you get like very brief time with them. And then they really push you on, the big names. So, but I think it made it sort of more unique in that way.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were really excited to actually get to talk to people about the stuff they were doing, as opposed to just like, hi, I'm going to talk to you in passing as you go see the stars. They definitely seem to enjoy that more. I've also just figured out, by the way, folks, apparently there was an ad that just popped on the live stream, so sorry about that, folks. But I also figured out how to give away memberships to the channel, so I've just done 5 of those. And later on, I'll do another 5. I've been trying to figure this out for months now. Thank you, YouTube, for doing this. Yeah. Shall we? Right. I'll put the deadline article on screen. This was really fun. It talks about, like it says there, bonkers scene like the first episode. Like,
I don't know snowboarding, totally snowboarding,
shredding it, kids, shredding it.
To quote to Rafe Judkins, the first 15 minutes of season 3 is one of the most bonkers set pieces I've ever seen on television. I was just watching it this week, and it's absolutely bananas what our team pulled off. Just a bunch of women in their 40s and 50s shredding each other, and it's wonderful to behold. I mean, what a sentence!
I love it so good.
visuals that I can come up in my head for why this would happen in our world, not the Wheel of Time world. I was picturing like what's happening now with 40 and 50-year-old women, why they would be shredding at each other, but in Wheel of Time, it's
Valid.
I mean, it's either snowboarding or, as someone else put, they're all playing electric guitar in the cold open. Clearly one of those two things, right? Yeah.
They're also, or they could be singing that Gwen Stefani song and reenacting
I
Yeah.
do like that song.
the music video.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That
So
could be
so we're all clearly in agreement that this is some sort of fourth age foreshadowing scene that's going to start
Absolutely.
third
100%.
season,
Yeah.
right?
We've had flashbacks to the Age of Legends. Now we're getting flash forwards instead. So
Love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I also know Rob is excited about the winter fashion headgear for the snowboarding scene.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
Can you
So,
imagine
Carly-
Malkier's headgear? Like, how would that look?
I feel like I need to give Carly context for this. So, Carly, I've not been a fan of the headpieces. It's Swan or Lance's headpieces.
Not a
so
fan
I-
is an
I'm
understatement.
with you, Rob. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Amise. So yeah, I've developed a reputation every time a headpiece appears. Like, hey Rob, what do you think? In season 1, it was the brooch that Luz wore in the cold open to episode 8. That was my thing in season 1. So I'm curious what it's going to be in season 3. But yeah, this just seems hilarious. There's a whole 10-minute video, which obviously I'm not playing the sound for right here. But you've got Rafe, Rosamund, Daniel, and then you've got Sharon and Davina. Am I right there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, in the background, and they all got to talk a little bit, and it was really nice to hear from them all. Was there, aside from the shredding, which, being serious for a moment, is anyone thinking it can't be the Tower Coup? I think it's got to be the Tower Coup, right?
I mean,
it's-
I will say I saw on Twitter people kept censoring coup, and all it was for me was a
I
four-letter
was
word
not
that starts
the
with
word I
C,
was-
and in my head I went, I know what word I think that is, but I could not picture coup for the longest time.
I had the same problem.
Me too.
And I was like,
how
what-
does that fit?
I was like, what word is that? Like, it can't be the one I'm thinking of. They're like, oh, season 3's opener is going to serve C word. And I'm like, that can't be. No.
I mean, if Priyanka's in it, that makes sense.
Awful.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's amazing.
Awful.
I
And then
literally
finally
was just
clicked.
like,
Yeah.
it took me a long time,
Yeah.
unembarrassingly.
It
long
took
time.
way too long for me to realize what coup it was. But then people kept adding asterisks onto the end, and I was like, but then it's different. Yeah, there you go. I was literally like, it can't be. There's no way. Yeah, sometimes people get too vague, and I'm like, but then you realize what it stands for, and you feel very, very silly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh.
But I love that was the choice instead of like, because most people mark their spoilers as like book spoilers or whatever, and people just went for it and just kept leaping it out, which
Yeah.
was a very creative way to mark spoilers that I really appreciated.
That is true.
Okay, does
Right.
anyone have any alternate theories besides the C word? Like,
I
what
do.
else could it be?
I do. Kind of what we were talking about when we first started, before we jumped on. It's like been now like noodling in my brain a little bit. Okay, so hear me out. What if? So spoilers, Shadow Rising, okay? Book 4, everyone. What if they're at Falm when we start? And the tier sequence is in Falm. And the Shanchen are still there. And the Aes Sedai are still there. Like they come there somehow. And that's what the attack of the Trollocs and all the things from Samael and everyone. Maybe it's not all of them because they just got released. But what if it's something like that? And instead of the coup being the first episode, that it's something else completely. Like just totally bananas, as he said. What if it's like Shanchen and Aes Sedai and our friends, the Emmett Fields 5, like they're all in there fighting. And you got the Black Aja, and you got everybody just going freaking nuts because all of a sudden there's Trollocs everywhere.
Ooh,
What do we think? Could be. I don't know. Coup seems early, but I don't put it past them.
it does
Yeah,
seem
Groot
early.
does I also thought it might be an Age of Legends flashback. Like, Coup makes more
Yeah.
sense, but if there was a cool Age of Legends flashback where maybe Lanfear and Moghedien, and then maybe this is where we get introduced to Grendel, because Grendel's confirmed. Yeah, so they're like clashing with so the woman from season 1 who was she was Luz Theron's counterpart. What was her title?
Latra de Posay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so maybe she's there and they're all fighting and like women in their.
Ooh, I like that. That's cool.
So maybe it's like post stealing. I don't know. Anyways, like a
That would be sweet.
I like that a lot.
kind of
My-
like working my way around how it would be mostly women in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah. My other thought was just because of something that Rafe said like many moons ago, maybe even a year ago, was that he was, writing about the sea folk. So wouldn't it be awesome if there was like if the first scene in season 3 is a battle like on the ocean with Aegean and her Shanshan army and the sea folk like just like wailing on each other across ships and like pirate style, but it's all like women
And that
on
would
ships.
We'll take all the pirate style. Thank you.
Yeah,
That also would be because I think like everybody's focusing on the women in the 40s, 50s shredding.
Yeah.
He also talks about like the set was bonkers, so that
Yeah.
makes sense that the set was bonkers for that.
yeah.
Okay.
Bonkers
So I'm
Are you making a poll?
I am making a poll.
The only
Oh
way
damn it! No, I'm gonna have to cancel the poll. End the poll. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. I'll do that again. Sorry, folks. No one votes.
Oh, nobody voted.
Nobody
You
voted.
guys
What
are
was the
not very
banana
fast.
scene? You're not very fast. Sir. What was?
And
What?
at the end of episode 1, a giant wave will just come and kill everybody, just like that.
All right. So what was the
The
banana
end.
scene? We're going with the
Shows the
tower.
end.
I'm still gonna call it the Tower C word because it's just funny to me now.
Yeah,
Like, I'm-
Yeah.
there we go. I'm gonna
Forever
use
and
the
ever now. That will be the
tower.
C word.
Actually, I like that.
the
The
C
tower,
word.
tower something.
Bonkers is what. And then it was funny to see the official Twitter be like, "This is the season 3 description. This is bonkers."
Yeah.
I'll be sad if it's not bonkers. Like, it really better be bonkers. If you're going to say that and say bonkers and bananas in the same like article,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
really needs to be bananas. Like, it
It's
really
true.
does.
This is true.
Yeah.
So we got the tower C word. We've got Black Azure escape from the tower. We've got for Age of Legends Forsaken battle, and then we've got the Sea Folk,
Sean Chan,
Pirate.
whatever. Yeah.
the Sea Folk Shanchan battle. Okay,
A pirate
That would be a dope way to introduce the sea folk though. Like
Sea Folk
Wouldn't it?
pirate battle.
especially
Right.
because if you think about like how they first introduced the Sean Chan at the end of season 1
Yeah.
and how wild that was as a setup, and then we had to wait for season
You
2.
just got a bunch of half-naked ladies roll up and be like, "What up?"
Yeah, season 3: Bonkers, Bananas, and Bale Doman.
Love it.
True.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I wonder-
Bill Gowen could be on one of those ships somehow.
Oh yeah, he's like passing by and he gets captured. So yeah, I was gonna ask like Kevin, all of our crazy conspiracy theorists, like with the double B's in there, do we think that there's an allusion to a character? We've already met Bale Doman once, so maybe is there another
Ooh.
character? Love to hear what the Foldies think, because you guys are amazing conspiracy theorists.
So do you
Mhm.
think Rafe was dropping some alliteration? Is that what you're thinking?
He's sneaky like that, maybe.
He is sneaky.
He's sneaky like that.
He
Who
does.
knows?
He does like to keep us on our toes. The theory crew has to work hard.
They do, yeah, and I appreciate all the work that they do because I just sit back and watch their brains go crazy, and I love it, and I just I absorb it as they do.
I usually, like, when I get lost, I usually just go to Kev and be like, "Kev, give me an update, like shorthand." And he's like, because I'm so bad at Twitter. He's just like, "Oh, this is what it is." I'm like, "Okay, thanks, dude. Appreciate that." Yeah.
He's good that way.
Yeah, I'm like,
I cannot
solid people.
decide. I like all the ideas. I'm having
Yeah,
hard
I
good
know.
option.
I do like the pirate conspiracy.
That is fun.
Theory.
Well, while you're doing that, let me share this tab instead, and I want to give thanks to Goat Brother for for pointing this out to us. So Lorne Balfe, who is the composer for Wheel of Time, composes for a lot of things, and currently he is on the final day of composing for Bad Boys. So he posted this out 24 hours ago, basically. And he's out there composing. And then Goat Brother, as you see right here, I replied at the bottom, onward to Wheel of Time Season 3 soundtrack. He posted that 2 hours ago. And then Lorne responded to him. Come on, scroll down. Next week. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to take that as official that next week the Season 3 soundtrack starts to gets recorded, which I would... I'm buzzing to hear. Basically, I don't know about anybody else. The previous 2 seasons, amazing.
Oh man,
what a change for that guy! Bad Boys.
Yeah, Bad Boys to Wheel of
I'm
Time.
like, wow.
And then what was he doing just before Bad Boys as well?
amazing.
What was he doing? Like a movie or something, wasn't he? That wasn't. He was doing like Fast and the Furious or something that like an action movie type thing. That's
so
Let's see what
crazy.
IMDb says.
The Whiplash.
yeah.
I mean, it's always funny to me to see what different scores people do.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's really interesting. I used to work with a lot of
He
composers.
was
Go ahead.
he also did the Beverly Hills Cop sequel that's coming out.
Okay.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I guess that's not what it's going to be called anymore. It was going to be Dead Reckoning Part 2, but I think they're changing that. The Lego Batman movie 2. He did the Argyle.
That's cool.
Man,
But-
what a
but yeah.
varied career. Yeah, there's composers that I worked with that like just like dig one specific style, and then there are the music people that are just like, give me all of it, I want it all the different kinds, and love to like dabble. And same with conductors. Like there are like really focused conductors, and then conductors that like to do
Kev has just made
literally
an
everything.
a point. When did they do the album, the recording for season 1 and season 2, and how long it takes from that to the season release? This might give us a vague idea of when the season might come out.
What's the timeline between them wrapping production on season 3 and the soundtrack being recorded?
That's on Watt Series. Kiki Uri has that up on Watt Series, and you can look for season 1, season 2. She has all the dates and the number of days between since wrap,
for sure.
and since premieres, and like all of these.
Yeah, I was wondering like what was I guess because he's saying next week, so I'm trying to remember when they wrapped for season 3 because it was recently, right? Like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, not something like that. It was very close.
March.
Yeah,
is
1 or 2 months ago.
Earlier in Prague, right? So
Yeah.
Now I'm like, what is time?
Yeah. Time is just a concept that we just play with.
I had that same thought, Ashikova, about whether Alex is a part of it or not, too.
Oh, yeah. So
Carly,
Alex,
do you know Alex, the fan who ended up being like recording part of the music for season 2? Are you
Oh
familiar
no,
with
I don't
that?
think so.
So
Alex
I
is, he's a
can't
musician
remember
here.
it starts with an H, but so there's this amazing musician who enters Watt Idol every year, who has done these like elaborate, like multi-instrumental parodies.
He does it like the Brady style, the Brady family style, where there's like pictures of everybody, but it's all the
yeah.
So he ended up getting to record a few of the songs, a few of the pieces that were on season 2, and being the percussionist, like getting to like go and to the studio and record and be part. He's on the soundtrack after after Watt Idol because of his Watt Idol pieces. Like he got connected to Lorne Balfe.
Last year, he actually played. He didn't play one of the songs from the show for us, but he played live with his Watt Idol. It was really cool.
Hyorath. That's right, Goat Brother. Yeah.
It's I saw the Winter Night.
Yes,
the other day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And he recently posted a picture with his Jake. Is that his name? The singer?
Jake, yes.
Yeah, he recently posted another picture implying that they were already working on their next Watt Idol. Speaking of What Idol,
It's coming up.
submissions are open. Get your songs together. You have like 6 weeks
Are any of
Yes.
you
to
guys
participate
entering?
in the best thing we do as a fandom. It's the
You know, I
best.
have all these great ideas, and like a week out, I'm like, nah, I can't do it at this time. every
Yeah.
same thing.
I have a song in mind that I've been sort of noodling around with that I'm like, okay, I guess I should actually write it now and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I've
figure
had
it
an
out.
idea since basically the end of the last What Idol, and I have written 2 lines. So I gotta get to work if I want
there's 2 lines more than me, so but actually to maybe help with that a little bit, I remember, so Alex was late to the first year of MalkieriCon. He was doing like a Wheel of Time version of a like a musical comedy show here called Nevermind the Buzzcocks. They did a Wheel of Time version, the two of them put it together, and Alex showed up on the Saturday like an hour and a half before that was meant to happen. And the whole time he's like, oh no, I'm going to be there. Like, I'll be there on a Friday type thing. He'd like been talking with James, and you know, that was all sorted. Saturday morning, he's not appeared. You know, Saturday mid-morning, he's not there. Saturday lunchtime, he's not there. And we were like, you're doing this panel at 3:00. What's going on? He's like, oh, I can do it without him if need be, but it would be a struggle. And then like half hour later, he showed up. He told us last year at MalkieriCon, the reason for that was because he got the contract for doing the recording like the week leading up to MalkieriCon the first year, and he was literally recording the music he had to record on the Friday night, which is why he couldn't get there until Saturday. So
That's crazy.
that could probably give us like some also like timeline between recording of music and then release from there.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm still trying to
Interesting.
find
So if Alex is late again,
if Alex is late again. We should say, Alex, are you recording anything currently?
what you doing?
So I looked it up. And they wrapped season 3 on March 19th. So,
Okay.
and if he's
Okay.
recording, what, like he said, next week?
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's almost, what, 3 months later? No, 2. 2 months. 2 months later. 2 months
Yeah.
between wrap and recording,
It's pretty
which
good.
is wild to me. But I guess that means, well, but because they had to go back and film a little bit in South Africa, and probably a lot of the show was done and getting edited in that time.
Yeah, because they wrapped.
They wrapped Prague in
Prague.
like
They-
January.
Prague a long time ago.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, because when I remember talking to the cast around, I guess it would have been Christmas time. It was like December, and Daniel Henney was like, "Yeah, I have to go. You know, me and Yosha and everybody like have to go to South Africa and do more shooting." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But thinking they had already wrapped, and I was like, "Oh, they're still filming." So I think
Yeah.
it just was a little bit more prolonged
Right.
because of the strike.
Yeah, of course.
I say this in passing, but look, it's very
No,
difficult.
I know. It's so cool. I just love it. That would like,
No,
it's like,
the
so
problem
jealous.
is,
But
but
it's
here's
just
the thing:
Daniel
the problem is I have to be cool, because otherwise, in my mind, I'm like freaking out because he's so distracting. I said it on Twitter the other day. I was like, he's difficult to look at.
Girl,
Speaking of
Mark Martin
distracting,
is very distracting.
at JordanCon, Guy Roberts made me touch his face, and I was freaking out the entire time. Just like I had to like do the eye patch for it, and it was just so awkward. Like touching a person that I just met's face, who's also kind of famous, but also like, don't stab his eye on live. I'm telling you,
Can you imagine that? Oh my god.
so awkward. So yes, I
Butt rock.
what?
Slide that in there.
Just,
Nicely done.
Thank you, Rob. That like
I was waiting for you to pick up what I was putting down, Rob, but I picked up my own put down.
I was gonna
Um,
say, like, you have the power, Mel. You can do that.
I know.
no, it's better when you do it. Whatever.
I like it when you do it. I like it when you touch the butt.
When
You gotta press
Okay.
the buttons to make the butt appear.
right.
Yeah, but how cool was Guy Roberts to just like play along with our ridiculous game and our stupid questions and like
And let me
be
tell
cool
him
with
his
involving all the foldies and
chosen favorite play was stupid.
It's pretty amazing.
yeah, he was
And
very.
whether he's in the
he was very
panels or
cool.
out on the couch.
Mhm. He
He
was
was
up
so
for
good.
anything.
He was
Yeah.
so down. And his
He walked out the hotel and was just like shaking, like had a comment for everybody. Like there was a gauntlet essentially, and he's like shaking
so
everything.
good.
He like made a personal.
Yeah.
It felt like he made a personal comment to everybody as he was leaving. Like he had met so many people and remembered them. It was incredible.
It's so good. If you guys haven't had the chance of watching the Shakespeare panel he did, wait, they didn't record that. Never mind.
I
It
know,
was
I was bummed.
so good. It was like
They
watching.
missed that. They if you didn't show up early for that, you didn't make it.
Yeah. It was like, you know how when you are just feeding off the energy of another person, I don't know, I'm an extrovert, so this is how it is for me, but you're feeding off the energy of another person who is so enjoying every moment of every second of what they're doing, and at the same time being able to translate their enjoyment and spread it out amongst everyone else. Like he was in such command. He's in such command of his craft as a Shakespearean scholar that he can. There's a great Einstein quote about, if you can't explain it simply, you don't know it well enough. And he was the definition of explaining something simply to a huge group of people with a very diverse set of backgrounds and familiarity with Shakespeare's work, and making it so that it was accessible to literally every single person in the room. It was an amazing like collection of people together. It
really was.
It was great.
Yeah.
Having seen him perform Shakespeare and watched his TED talk, I can absolutely believe that. Like, he is, very. He's just such a giving person, isn't he? He's like,
so generous. It was
yes,
exactly. Yeah,
I don't know how he was doing everything. I can imagine he did not stop except to eat and sleep.
He didn't. I kept like checking in with Isabella. I was like, "Hey, how are you guys going? Are you sleeping? Are you getting breaks?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's great." You know?
Yeah.
She was so positive.
I can absolutely believe that. The chaos. All right, there are other things we wanted to throw up on screen. Todd, coming to be one of our favorite artists in the fandom. There's so many to choose from, but Todd has really won threefold talkover with one of his most recent drawings. This is for Lord of Chaos Chapter 4, called A Sense of Humor. This is book 6. So, Carly, this is where you're up to currently, isn't it? Book 6.
You know what's really funny is I don't remember which chapter month specifically, but I remember getting to the part where Rand sees Avienda, thinks about how hot she is, and then turns around and runs away. He's like, he literally thinks to himself, she's so beautiful, I can't, and then turns around and runs in the opposite direction, and everyone's like, is everything okay? And he's like sweating over this woman. It's amazing.
Well, he's dropped another picture of another piece of art that we all love, and here it is on screen. Hopefully, can I just like click on the picture itself? Here we go. So it's a little comic strip, and maybe actually if I just
feel like this is his first comic strip.
It is his first comic strip.
Yeah.
So it's, if you can't tell, this is Rand here and the Aiel. And he's clearly just told the joke from chapter 4, and they're like, what happened with the pond? I think it's supposed to be a joke. How can we laugh when he doesn't know what happened to the water? And they're all looking confused, and Rand's just looking at the camera, just being like, what? And then he's just like giving up and walking off screen. And the was something about the rooster.
I mean, but really, what was the point of that joke? Is that a joke? Is it a story?
Yeah. So, but it's a great little comic strip. It's so perfect.
Todd clearly also Aiel because he's trying to understand it just like all of us.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah,
so,
and that's his way of working through his understanding, just drawing it out.
His last few days have been pretty incredible, I have to say. Like the last week of his posts, so good.
He's so good. He's so good. He's so my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And Michael Livingston, another fan of Wheel of Time, Hot Mike, as he's sometimes known as. He's got a new book out. Finally, Seaborn, by Michael Livingston. Isn't that a beautiful book? Look at that.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
and
this
for
is
everyone
on...
in Freedom country, that's August 1st, not January 8th.
Yeah.
No, actually, let me just confirm that for you. It is October 1st in Freedom Town,
Right.
and it is August 1st for
Okay.
us. So, we get it.
Yes,
we get it
so
for
it's releasing in the US in October.
yes.
I was just
So
teaching them how to
confusing. So
Yeah.
confusing.
non-freedom dates.
So dumb.
It's
It's in
written
the wrong
differently,
order.
Rob, than we write it in the US.
Yeah, you got, for some reason, you got to talk about the month first. I don't know why. So, but
Just
is what it is. Was there other things we were talking about today?
I have an announcement.
Oh yes, there we go. I knew there was. So, Leigh, you go for it. Do you need to do that? We can all just chill.
God. Oh God! All up in. All right.
Nope. Okay. That was a no.
I just wasn't expecting that. So, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you notice that I do try to do a reread at the beginning of the year of Wheel of Time. This year, I was very aggressive in my reread. I did it in 4 months and 1 day. And I kept teasing a little bit that there was a reason that I was doing it, that the Brown Aja side of me was doing research for a secret project. And I've been delaying announcing it because I wanted it to get to the point. We're recording next Saturday for the first time, but I am formally announcing it here. Rob has been kind enough to host. I am doing a Wheel of Time 4th Age D&D podcast.
ooh, cool.
We've got a wonderful cast and crew. So obviously I will be also Foldies. I need your help with this. I'm going to be the dungeon mistress, but roof mistress and dungeon mistress. How do we make those words work together? I'd love your thoughts.
Roof dungeon.
Roof dungeon.
Yeah, two separate locations.
Sounds weird. So I'll take all suggestions and consider it because I need a title.
The
Main floor mistress.
The mistress.
I hate all of you right now. Yeah, so I'll be sending out I've created a Twitter account. So we'll be sending out some teaser trailers. It is Beth Doman's in there, Black Tower Andrews in there, Tom from Dragonmount, Joe from Talk Around Riyadh, and Kat from Creators of Time. So again, it's such a fun. We've been doing a practice campaign to work out the mechanics because again, there's not a system out there that really accommodates Wheel of Time. So I've been home brewing a whole bunch of roles and we've been test playing them, and it's a lot of fun. Everybody's amazing. Beth and Kat made all of us cry 30 minutes into the first game. I was not expecting it, so it's going to be amazing. And again, so can't wait. And in that line of me DMing, I've also talked with some of the people from Will and Chill. They asked me to run I like that. Purple. Sorry. Dana Lee distracted me. Will and Chill crew they have a D&D game, but they wanted to run the NASA RPG game. So I'll also be streaming. We're going to live stream that on Tuesdays. It's meant to be a one shot, but we all know that one shots are never actually one shots. So every Tuesday until we finish. And so that is,
So, I was going to say that was the right one. Yep.
And so that'll be
awesome.
Tuesday.
So is that going to be on Critters channel, or are you going to stream it on
your
this
channel? We already talked about
cool.
that. I just need to figure out.
Guys,
I was like, was it the original D&D or is it the NASA one as well? Could you mention Wheel and Chill? And I was like,
Rob is a saint for dealing with my mania about things. I'm going to do this.
So much D&D-ness.
Yeah,
so
here's the graphic I made for the D&D. It's time to roll the dice.
Love it. That's awesome.
Because I changed it to roll as in roll characters, not roll. But
thank you for explaining that.
To celebrate this, I think I should
Okay.
give away 5 more memberships to the channel. So boom.
Yes.
That'll just the computer automatically does it, folks. So you know, if you're in and you're watching, you don't have membership yet, it will just pop out 5 to you.
Oh my god, I got a membership.
You got one.
Hey, there you go.
I'm a
Mark
winner.
B has
I
a
like
fun
this.
one.
I like this one. Dice Mistress.
Dice Mistress. That's
Dice
fun.
Mistress.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Yeah, love that. So, folks, if you're curious about, no, I didn't want to put that on screen. Jesus, why is that on screen? I thought it was on screen. I was trying to click it off. There we go. Wheel Mistress. Ooh, interesting.
I like that, man.
Yeah, so the memberships every month, YouTube allows me to give away 10 memberships in groups of 5, so 2 lots. And I finally figured out how that works. So at the beginning of each month, I will be giving away memberships. One day it will be mine. And what you get for being a member, you get like a fun little color next to your name. You get to use some of the fancy, what are they? Little icons in chat, so you can throw in like the butt rock or the water and shade or the stabby ones or flaming goat kisses, G and turn, things like that, which I'm just going to throw in chat now. Yeah, so you can throw those in, and you get to. They don't appear on screen very well because they just come up as the words like that, but they appear in chat. Lovely. So damn StreamYard. But yeah, so they'll be doing that at the beginning of every month. All right. Was there anything else, Leigh-A, that was about those?
Nope, that's it. So I'll be posting all those in the Discord and Twitter. So just keep an eye out. We're recording. We're not doing our sessions live because I want to be able to edit it down a little bit. You know, nobody wants to see us being like, "How does Foundry work again?" So
and
also
what was the name of the 2 different? Is it one Twitter account it's going for?
Yeah. Oh fuck! I'll send you all the information. I will post it on Twitter. I'll post it in the Discord. So again, make sure to follow. If you don't like and subscribe, it's going to be hosted here on Rob's channel. We'll be posting all the information. So just but all the teaser trailer stuff is going to be coming out because I have been recording all of our practice games, and there's some really funny moments. We're doing interviews. So it's all content creators. So their co-hosts are going to be interviewing them about the game. So you're going to learn a little bit ahead of time about their characters, about their D&D experience, about like just all the things. Beth has the guys from the Leaf cast interviewing her. I'm kind of like excited and also dreading that. It's going to be so much chaos.
Yes.
Love that.
Love it.
All right. Let's wrap up the Daily Veil with finishing the poll, which I think everyone who is going to vote
I love
has voted.
finishing
I
polls.
forgot we had the poll.
Oh no, I left it running for a bit of fun. And the winner of the poll is 37% of people think it is the Black Azure escape from the tower. 31% think it's that tower sea star. I think is the easiest way to say that. 17% like the Age of Legends Forsaken Battle, and
You
only
could just say
13%
C word.
C word, yeah, okay, fine. And 13% like the Sea Folk Pirate battle idea. So Chaos Mistress is fun. That
wins. Chaos Mistress done.
All right.
Writing it.
So let's
I remember someone was really excited about like their furry pussies or something. Should we talk about that? Like really small.
Let's do a cleansing of butt rock first.
Butt rock.
And
furry pussies. I mean, let's talk about it.
So, folks, while Leigh-A tries to entice them on screen, as we have done twice now, will this be the second time, or will this be the first time?
This will be the third time.
How many cats from Leigh-A? That's the question.
So many
I
cats.
found the names from Dares.
Oh, I love it. So, as we've done twice before, I'm doing again. Leigh-A has a new kitty. And so this is number 5 now, Leigh-A?
5, yes.
Number 5. And Foldies, we need you to help name the kitty. Someone's already thrown in there gremlin.
I will say I was literally just talking to my husband. We'll never get a cat though, because his face would melt off. But I said if we ever did get a cat and we had a black cat, I would name it Void. Just staring
Void.
into
So
the
that's
void.
Cody. Cody is Old Tongue for void.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yes.
Yes,
Such a
I
good
do have
name.
a void. I do have a void.
So yeah, Cody was the first cat we named. Then last time we named Dari.
Dari.
Oh, Dari was first.
Rob.
Yeah, Dari was first.
So
and then we
many.
named Cody.
Oh my gosh,
You're
Moggy.
so
Moggy
funny.
is such a cute kitty name, though.
Kevin
Kevin.
suggests calling the cat Kevin.
No, Kevin, go fuck yourself.
Kevin names all animals Kevin. Did you know he has a turtle? Its name
He
is
has a
Kevin.
turtle. Yeah, named Kevin. Yeah.
Meowlindra.
Melindhra. Rapunzel seconds Kevin. It's a good name to yell.
True.
So
Trying to get
Oh
her
my
to do the growl
gosh.
thing. Growl.
He's
Oh my
he's
goodness.
got a very Egyptian cat profile to me.
is he male? Sorry.
She.
She.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
she.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll tell you a little about her. So we're not sure how old she is, but she is a fighter. So she's got a couple of health issues. The vet has been on the phone with me 3 times a day. But obviously eating a lot, which is good. She played with a toy for the first time today. Also, when Paka came into the room yesterday, it was one of those weird, it was like a cartoon moment where her legs went like this, but she moved at light speed and her body didn't move. It was just like, what just happened? So she's very protective of her living room space and me. So hopefully we can get her to go along with the other cats.
Oh my gosh, I love meowing per nail. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Meowing is funny.
Okay, I
Yeah.
need to start paying attention and write these down.
So
I've been starring them in chat. Don't worry. So we can.
Thank you.
talk through them.
Rob's taking care of me.
I'm trying to.
I'm trying to get her because she does this. I posted the videos.
Oh, actually, let's
and-
see if I can get that. Yeah, that's a good point. Where
And
did
she
you-
makes these amazing. She doesn't know how to make cat noises. She just growls and hisses, and it's adorable.
she doesn't know how to make cat noises. She just growls and hisses.
But like she doesn't know how to meow or
Sounds like Avienda to me.
Ooh.
Right, let me do. Here we go. So here is
Oh,
here is
you
the
got
video that she's talking about, and it should play sound. So if we listen.
it. Sorry.
That was just now. That was live.
That was just now. Yeah, that was not the video.
That was
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
That's what I've been trying to make her do. Make the
That
growly
is-
noise. Grrr.
I love that noise.
Yeah.
That
I
is so-
was
oh my
saying
gosh.
on the cartoon Tarzan soundtrack, they've got when they're trashing it's Phil Collins and singing like boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. And so I was singing, I had my headphones and I was singing that to her and she was like on my lap petting her and she's like growling and hissing along. We were like, if it hadn't been on my phone, I would have really wanted to record it because she was like perfectly in tune with like she's just like growling and hissing and like singing with me.
I love that.
Love
Kevin's like, that's exactly how my belly growls. So that's clearly Captain, as in Kevin.
I hate you so much, and I actually might write that down.
All right. So here are the.
Hey, I will.
So we have Gremlin, Moggy, Toothless,
Moggy's cute.
Toothless.
Shadowrunner, Meowlindra, Porter of the Night, Miorin Purinland.
I'll figure out how to make that work, but yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's a word we need to figure out. Lapari,
Aw.
Yarin, Pura, Purvara,
Pervara.
Purvara, sorry.
Pervara.
Purvara, Meowchin Shin, Shadar, or Short Shady, something like that. I think.
Oh, Shadow, yeah.
Yeah, and Muse Theron.
Muse there.
Muse Theron was like a runner-up last time, wasn't it?
I think
It
Muse Theron
was. It was.
I
yeah.
And
really
then,
like.
yeah, and again, I have the. Not gonna.
Heck,
No
you
spoilers.
know.
We're not stealing from Dare's list, but
We've just
You know,
had
it's
Cat
okay.
Swain.
Oh, Cat Swain. Oh my gosh.
That is, yeah.
That's cute.
Mhm.
and Carly, you weren't here. Amis, I don't know if you watched the episode when we named Dare, but there was a tie. We did multiple polls, and it
Mhm.
came down to a tie. And freaking Shelly made me wait until after the episode. She rolled a die, a D4 or whatever, and odds and evens, and she like made me wait in like 30 minutes and go to Twitter. I was like, why are you doing this to me? I want to know my cat's name.
All right. Was there? So, do we have any? We need to get it down to 4.
Yeah, so I think maybe we just do like, because there's how many are there total? 16. Oh, that's perfect. Could we do sets of 4 and then the top 4 go down to the final 4?
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay.
Let's just do a bracket
It's
right
totally
now,
fine.
Rob.
We're doing a bracket. All right.
Just
Yeah.
make
Thanks.
a bracket.
Just do a bracket. Okay. Bracket 1. Okay. Carly and Amis, I
May
apologize.
Madness.
Extra chaos you've joined us for tonight.
This is how we roll. It's
I'm
how
just
we
watching the cat, so this is fine.
This is fine.
It's
I, like,
very.
tried
It's
to do
actually.
it so my hands are like not in her face.
It's very calming just to watch her just go to town on that thing.
She has a very unique face.
This
She
is
does. She
true.
has a very sweet, unique. Hi, I know. Look at
How
that.
Cat a cat. Oh my god. Kevin's coming in with cat a cat. She who meows with the dawn. My god.
I mean, Kevin.
We've got one more of these, sweet girl. All right, everybody loves your face, so we're gonna do one more.
Such a, and
All right.
it actually reminds me a lot of the cat, the Binks cat from
Oh, yeah, from
Why is
what is
my
that
brain
movie?
blanking? Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
reminds
she
me
does-
of Binks.
She does look more like Binks than Cody does. That's true.
Yeah.
Because she's,
I think-
I mean, obviously she's malnourished, so she's very thin. But Cody, I feel like is just stacked. Like
Okay.
no, he's very thick for a cat, especially one that was neutered young. This is things I've learned. Like when you neuter them young, they don't build that like muscle set, but he is stacked.
Yeah.
That's why Wilder's head is so big.
I'm
Because
gonna take notes as we go.
He can
These,
shred.
they're not gonna. Yeah, fitting for this episode.
Yeah, we should just name them Bananas, Bonkers, Bonkers the cat.
Right. I'm gonna give you like probably another 30 seconds from the
You
time
can
you
do the
hear this on
polls
the
at the
stream.
same time, right? Or can you not do that?
I think it's one at a
No.
time.
Or
Yeah, I have to one at a time, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta be fast. You gotta be fast if you want to vote on this cat's name.
Oh, damn it! Didn't I tell you there was something else I was supposed to try and set up, and I forgot. Wasn't there something else I said? I told no, this is a behind the scenes thing, but I tell Mel and you. I said there's something StreamYard brought up, and we had to test it out, and I can't remember what it was now. But I don't
Oh
think
yeah, it was raffling.
raffling. Okay, that's not going to work.
Yeah,
That's fine.
StreamYard has some sort of raffle ability.
That's
now.
All right,
That's
I'm
all
going to
you
end the
get.
first poll. Votes are flying in. I'm going to end it. I will have ended it by the time you hear this. But Moggy wins the first battle of the 4.
Moggy.
Moggy.
Oh.
That is the first one through to the final. And we'll do bracket number 2.
Move the mic
You can
down
tell I
by
was fully
here.
prepared for this.
Oh,
Thank you.
is she making her noises again?
It's okay.
Right, so Shadowrunner.
So now that you've experienced Jordan Con, Carly, are you going to go to all the cons?
It depends on when I can go, probably. Probably not all of them, but
I feel like the Collider should pay you to go to all.
I know.
That would
Somebody
be
was
amazing.
like, "Why aren't you here for work?" And I was like, "Because I don't want to do it for work. Like that's that's not
That's
fun.
like work.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
work. But it would be nice. Look, if they paid for me to go to Prague again, I would go.
Yes, please, by all means. Come and join
I
us at
mean,
Prague.
there are going to be really important things happening in Prague, so you should definitely go to that.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun, like he has promised to do some special things just for those that come to MalkieriCon. Apparently my camera doesn't like that and has decided to change my, there we go, let's do this because I'm leaning out the camera, that's better. But yeah, we've got some really fun things planned. So if you can make it out to Prague, definitely come to Prague, folks.
I'm so excited.
Yay. Like Amis, you're coming, aren't you, Amis? Yeah.
I am.
And
I'm
Leia's
not
coming.
going to any other cons, just MalkieriCon this year. So excited.
Very smart. That's a smart way to do it.
Really
I
smart.
definitely was like, I'm going to try to go to all the cons. And I don't know how many I'm going to make it to. WildCon is always really difficult for us because summer is a tricky time of year.
Yeah.
But I really want to figure out MalkieriCon, and I'm watching the flights.
Yeah, that's usually the biggest thing. Folks, by the way, if you want to get in on the votes and you're not watching on YouTube, oh my God, Kevin, seriously. And you're watching on the Twitter, which I've left running because it's our first show back in a while, you need to come join us on the YouTube channel. So then you can actually vote in these polls. But by the time you hear this, you're probably going to have about 30 seconds left to vote. Although I don't think it's really needed.
Second of 4 polls. Wait,
there's a clear winner in this first one, I think.
Is there? Oh, I'm so excited! I love this.
Yeah, I'm just going to close it now.
You can close it if it's a runaway, I think.
Yeah, Linda has clearly.
Runaway.
Speaking of Melindhra, but not actually Melindhra, and really Melindhra. I tweeted this out the other day. I finished reading Concert of Fire by Kit Rocca, mostly Bree and Donna's book.
Fire, you mean?
Consort. That what did I say?
Consort. Yeah, I think you said concert.
Consort.
Consort.
You said Concert of Fire, which also might be appropriate, but
it is appropriate.
Yeah. Anyway, I've had it for a long time, and I just finally sat down and read it. To be honest, what inspired me to finally read it is I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, and there was a scene where there was a devil and there was sex with the devil, and I was like, oh yeah, I have that book from Kit Rocca. I should read that book. That's what made me finally read it, which is terrible. But anyway, there's a Melindhra in that book.
There is.
And I was like, oh, that's a funny coincidence. And then Beth today was talking about how she started reading it after I read it. And Kit Rocca said that she thinks that they named that character after me because they got a bunch of the other names for the characters in the book. And I was like, I didn't know. That's so crazy. That character uses swords. Please don't hold it against me.
Oh, so much toe for that character.
Rude. That's
yeah, but if you haven't read it, if you enjoy romance at all and enjoy fantasy at all, you should investigate Concert of Fire because the next book is coming out in August. Consort. Now I can't say any of the words. The next book's coming out in August, I think, soonish. But yeah, it's a cool new world. I love the concept of the new world that they created in the book. And it's very hot and very stabby. So stabby.
Another complete series called it's like the Beyond series. I think there's 12 books in it, which it's a post-apocalyptic setting, whereas Concert of Fire is more fantasy setting. Yeah. But it's also just
it's like dystopian, but then BDSM biker.
Yeah.
Not a biker club, but it's sort of there's sort of a motorcycle club.
It's Mobster. Yeah.
That was the first that was the first of their books I read, and then I made Bree and Donna be friends with me. I was just I was just you're my friends now. Well, then it was funny because I've known Bree and Donna since before I was in Wheel of Time, and then when Bree saw that I was getting in Wheel of Time, she was like, "Oh my gosh, welcome!" And then she was the one that foisted me on the community. She was like, "Everybody go follow Carly," and now this is where it's led to. So, but yes, I met Bree and Donna through romance circles.
That's so cool.
That's
love
great.
it.
World.
Yeah, they're great. But also it's so funny to because I got an arc of, she sent me an arc of Consort of Fire, and I was like DMing her every time I got to a part that made me freak out. I was like, Bree, what's happening? And then I was like, Bree, they're gonna be a throuple. Like, I was so happy because like you think it's a love triangle, and then they all kiss, and it's great.
You just gave away spoilers.
It's not a spoiler.
Full spoilers for everything.
Full spoilers
It's
for
in the
everything.
synopsis. It's fine.
There we go. I'm going to
think
I'm ending the third bracket. Pervara has made it through.
Yeah.
So now we're on to the last four. But carry on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut anybody off there.
Oh no, I was just saying. I think they don't believe in love triangles when you can just make all the sides touch and kiss. Because that's the thing in the Beyond series too. There's like it's like two people are a couple, and then there's a third person, and I won't say who the characters are because honestly I can't remember. But it's like, you know what I'm talking about though, where like. Yeah. You think it's going to be a love triangle situation, and then it's all three.
And they're like, no, we just all love each other.
Yeah,
equally. Yeah.
There should be more thruples in
there should be
literature.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
They don't do those enough.
I have to admit, I was having some like stepping back out of the story moments, thinking about logistics of tongues in the same place and heads in the same place. I was just like, how do you organize that? I was just sometimes I got a little lost in trying to figure out how to make it all work.
If you know Katie Robert, the romance author, she talks about how she uses Barbie dolls to stage her sex scenes to like visualize, because she's a visual person.
Yeah.
So she uses
totally made my Barbie dolls have sex when I was a kid.
But she like puts the dolls into different positions to be like, is this physically possible to
I love her like commitment to like realism. I appreciate that very much, because even though it was a fantasy, I was still like, maybe they just have really, really long tongues so they can like reach farther than an average person's tongue. I mean, I have a long tongue.
That's a dragon tongue, Melindhra.
I was going to say, but one of them isn't one of them the dragon, so like
one of them is a dragon.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
So I will say, back when the whole, oh God, what was that?
I just so good for this.
It was
just
gray, blah 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 blah. Anyways, whatever that books that were mainstream that had like Mr. Grey in it or whatever.
Oh, 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades.
50 Shades of Grey, thank you. Never read it. But there was a Vogue article that one of the writers from Vogue actually tried to do every single position with her boyfriend in a weekend. She was like, it was just a bunch of boring missionary sex, and I don't know why people like this book. Like, she's like, we look like, she went through and analyzed the book. She's like, okay, it was a bunch of missionary sex, and she's like, it was not creative at all. I do not want to ever do this again. By the time we were done, he was like, do we really just have to have sex again? Can we just do something different?
Well, to be fair, the Red Room had non-missionary sex, but
I think there was the amount of like actual kink in those books was so overblown by what actually happens. Like, people were like, oh my gosh, this is so much. And then even when you watch the movies, which I did at one point, like I watched all three of them in a row just for myself. Why? Because they're so outrageously bad that they're fun to watch, especially if you have like wine to drink. You know what I mean? Like, I was not in this for good, like a good film at all. It was purely just to like enjoy the camp of it. And there's way less kinky stuff in those movies than people remember.
Huh. That's interesting.
Like, there's two Red Room scenes, and one of them is like her getting freaked out by the Red Room, and one of them is like they actually do like one thing in the Red Room. There's nothing going on.
Kaiser and she freaks out. Let's just
basically.
Yes. Oh yeah, someone in the chat wasn't 50 Shades. Look, 50 Shades, yes, it was originally Twilight fanfic. It was Bella and Edward AU fanfic. I as someone who grew up in phantom circles on the internet before making the internet my job, like, I know way too much about the fanfic to mainstream publishing pipeline. I know too much. Like, it's in my brain. A lot of the like huge romance authors that you might know of got their start in fanfic. A lot of
Huh.
like even current published books right now are former fan fiction that was reworked everything was changed to republish. Like, I don't know if you've all heard of that book, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. It was Raylo fanfic.
Amazing.
And, yeah. So like, and now like a lot of.
So the fact that it was a phenomenon was not like, it wasn't all that surprising to anybody else.
No, I mean,
like
the people
actually
that
knows.
Yeah, like, but then the issue is, you know, these like agents will come through and they basically tell authors like, we want to turn your fanfic into a book, but you have to basically delete the original fanfic from the internet. And then they rework it so much that there's really it's not like it's an exact version of the fanfic. Like they have to change so much about it that it's such a far cry from what it originally was. But yeah, I knew way too much about it. And yes, 50 Shades was like Bella and Edward in like a boardroom scenario. Like it was Christian and Anastasia like doing the whole king thing, but it was Bella and Edward or whatever. So
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Now once you know that, you can't like unsee
that.
It.
I knew actually. That one I knew,
Yeah.
even though I haven't read it.
No wonder it's the way it is.
I did read the original books for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody was talking about them, right? Like, I didn't like the Twilight series that much either, but like everybody and their little nieces were reading these. Like, grandmas and nieces, they were all reading it. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
My sister described it perfectly. It's high school porn. So like they're making out and they're lusting after each other so much, and like there's not really a lot of sex until
I saw.
That's what I liked. That's what I think I liked about the books, not the movies, but it reminded me of what being a relationship in high school was like, and how dramatic it was, and how like it was like everything was life or death.
Oh yeah.
Because it just brought me back to like how ridiculous my high school romances were.
It was like reading My Sweet Valley High with vampires. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's totally it.
It was and
I remember I was reading the books randomly. I just picked them up from somewhere and I was like, whatever, I want like an easy, YA book to read. And I think I was on the second or third book and someone's like, oh my God, you want to come see this movie with me? Like, it's really good. I'm like, what movie? And then they described it. I'm like, wait, isn't that like some guy called, and I just described it and they were like, no, I don't think it's that. And I was like, what's it called? And they were like, Twilight. I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking book. And they're like, no, it's not a book. It's a really cool movie. I'm just like, it's a book. And they would not believe me. I was just like, look, I'll bring it in tomorrow. And I brought it in. They were like, no, that can't be the same thing. And I was just like, whatever.
It literally has the same cover.
Yeah. I watched all the Twilight movies the same way I did with like all the 50 Shades, where I was sick from work and I plowed through them in a day. And you get to that end credit scene at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2, I was sobbing. Like, I was like, the credits where they go through all the actors, they're like, oh, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And I was like, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
There's a lot of good actors in those movies too.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize it when I first watched them.
Like Lee Pace, thank you. Oh.
Yeah, the last movie especially. There's so many.
Yes, because they bring in all the actors for the vampires. Oh my
god!
So
you could tell they had a bigger budget by the last movie because they were bringing in just huge people for just one-offs.
Yeah.
Speaking of vampires. Have you guys watched the new Interview with the Vampire series?
Wait,
the second season is coming out so soon. Wait, didn't you just write it?
I've seen the first 6 episodes.
First season is incredible.
It's so good.
The second one comes out in like 10 days.
Yeah, it's 12, yeah.
Wait,
I feel like before we get going on another 30-minute tangent, which we also don't have time for, by the way, just let you know. I think we should do the final poll. And
I love doing polls.
So your final 4 are Moggy, Melindhra, Pervara, and Catswain.
Oh my god, so good.
So the poll is going to go in chat.
Good.
Juice.
So think carefully before you vote, people. I'm going to give you plenty of time to vote, so don't worry. No, there'll be a good. I'm gonna leave it up there until YouTube tells me it's been up for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
So plenty of time. Again, if you're watching on Twitter, you need to come over to YouTube and watch on YouTube, because that's the only place you can do the poll, the only place you can vote and help us name the cat. And also, if anyone has paid attention to what I've titled the poll, you have yourself a bit of a giggle there.
Is she
So-
sleeping? Is she sleeping?
Oh, she's like, what? I gotta get up for fucking camera? Seriously?
Aw.
There she is.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. She's
She's
so
very
sweet.
cute.
She is very sweet. How long
She
have you
is
known her,
so
Leigh-A? Not
cuddly.
very long.
No, you got her like 3 days ago?
Sunday.
Sunday. There we go.
crazy.
Leah,
So-
why don't you tell the story of how you got her? Because it's
yes, that's perfect.
So as y'all know, I'm a complete sucker. Olivia's mom, Carissa, Olivia, who's a regular participant when I go teenage sit, her mom messages me. She's like, so I know we're not supposed to encourage the crazy cat lady thing, but would you want another cat? And that's literally what she said. And I'm just like, and then she sends me this picture and she's like, my neighbors, like they just lost their cat of 20 years and are not in the emotional place, but this cat has been sitting on their porch for a week and has not moved, and they keep feeding her and she just wants to be inside, has not left. And I'm actually, I don't know if it's kitten season or what's going on, but all of the rescue organizations in DC were apparently completely full up. Like none of them. They contacted every single rescue organization. And again, like she just was not leaving. Like she was not going to survive on her own outside at all. Not meant to be an outside cat. And I was like, oh, I just spent all the bills. But anyway, so the people that were so kind, they're like, we'll help with the medical bills. Like, I'll help get her fixed and all that jazz. And like, it's like, okay, cool, easy. Because like I've got this con I need to go to in Europe, and I'm not going to sacrifice my funds for that, even though I want the cat. Like, give her to me. She's mine now. So went over, yeah, like we all hung out for a while, and she, like again, she makes these growling noises. So yeah, and yeah, so she's mine now. But and the house is complete chaos because none of the cats like close doors at all. But Dare is still bullying Cody. No, Dare is still bullying Cody. And Paka still isn't the biggest fan of Wilder. So it's just like when I'm in a room, like sometimes I have to segregate them out and like nobody's happy. We're all dealing with it.
No,
Chaos
Leah,
in the neighborhood.
some of them go outside, right? So
Yes, there is a cat door and some of them do go out. So like they do get their away time. So it's not like it's manageable that way. But it's just like, but if Dari's outside and I think Cody's coming inside, I have to like, I've continually locked Dari. He's the one that wants to be outside most. He's been the one that I continually trap in the bedroom because it's like, no, Cody needs to come inside and you're not allowed to scare him away. So Cody needs to come eat at some point.
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
a question.
Yes.
So nighttime, is there like a cuddle, like sort of face off between the cats, between who gets to cuddle in the bed, or are
They all have their own spots on the bed, and it's going to be interesting when this little one eventually gets integrated and comes, because Wilder, the 22-pound cat, sleeps here.
best.
Paka sleeps between my legs, and then Dare sleeps on my feet. And Cody still sleeps on the floor in the bedroom. He hasn't yet come join the commune in the bed. So
That's super cute.
You're gonna need to just get a bigger bed.
Yeah.
you and Amis have seen like a bigger bed.
Can't
with
get a bigger bed. It will not
higher
fit.
width.
You need to switch rooms. Your living room needs to become your bedroom, and your bedroom needs to become your living
Do
room.
But
it
then
that
where
way.
will my TV furniture go?
Who cares? The cats. It's the cat's house now. You just
Yeah.
have to customize your house for the cats.
That is true. That is true. This is why we're hoping for the job in Spain, because then I can get a huge house and all the cats will have their own room.
Okay, 19 people voted in all the other polls. Only 18 people have voted in this poll.
Come on,
And there's a
people.
tie. You
There
guys
is a
Well,
tie currently.
Oh
Do the
God,
work.
there's another time where I don't want to deal with this again. We did
All right.
this
So
once.
pick one and vote.
Well,
These new
I
pussy
can't
will
pick.
be called.
Yes, you can. It's your
No, I don't. I like them all.
too late. I've ended the poll.
Ended the poll.
We have a tie, and I'm going to re-poll with those two.
This is exactly what fucking happened with Dari. God damn it!
It's so stressful.
It is right.
You know, if this is the most stressful thing I do all day, I'll be happy about that.
Oh man.
Okay.
While we're doing this last poll, I need to explain why
Oh my God!
why
you're-
this happened. It
Tell
was
us why.
and I'm hoping that you will get to see the evidence of this. But my understanding is it has been given to JordanCon to share out when they so choose. And it's interesting they haven't yet so chosen. But anyway, at JordanCon, when they thought they were gonna get a big enough video from Prime Video to like have a whole like session about it, but the video they got was pretty short and really sweet and mostly just people saying welcome to JordanCon, which was really lovely. A bunch of different cast members. So they opted to throw in to the slot that they'd saved for the Jordan, the whatever was happening with Prime, whatever they got from Prime, a old session like bringing back something from the past, and it was Eye of the World interpretive dance.
Yes.
So they said, if you want to participate in this interpretive dance, please show up 30 minutes before the panel to plan it. So
the professional dancer shows up.
So Delusions, Allie, Danny,
Oh my gosh.
me, and a tree, and a bunch of people that I don't know their names, like 5 other women, were all there, like ready at 2:00. We were like, we are here for this. I really hope that this isn't a lie and there actually is an Amazon panel and that was just some sort of like way to lure people in to show up early. We like legit hope that we get to do this interpretive dance. And by the time I walked in, I was a little after Delusions and Tree and Allie and Danny. They had already figured out the interpretive dance for the prologue. They'd already figured out how to pantomime dragon mount forming. They'd figured all of that out. So anyway, and no one from JordanCon staff showed up during that whole early 30 minutes. Like none of them were there. So we were just like, we don't know what's happening. So we're just going to keep just like coming up with ideas. So we came up with ideas for Match and Chin. We came up with all the different ways we were going to do it. We planned this whole thing out. And then James walks in and other people from JordanCon walks in and they're like, you guys seem to have this all planned. So cool. And we were like, we're ready. Let's do this. You're not canceling this and turning this into something else. And James like, there's a narration. And we're like, there's a narration. We didn't know. Anyway, so we all give it up on the stage. And even though we'd had 30 minutes to like come up with stuff, we had kept waiting for someone to show up and like tell us what to do. But we were just kind of like chaotically coming up with stuff. And so still there was no plan. So we all of us just got on the stage and James read this narration and we all kind of chaotically acted out literally the Eye of the World. And it was a 20-minute long narration.
Wow.
And we, like every single person on that stage, except for Tree, who got too hot and bailed, which was the right choice because it was very hot, just committed to the whole thing and just like went with it. And it was utterly ridiculous. And I hear very hilarious or terrible, one or the other. I'm not sure. But Danny said that Brett recorded the whole thing and they were going to put it on the Will Weaves.
This now.
They were going to put it on the Will Weaves YouTube channel, but they offered it to JordanCon to put on their own channel. But anyway, since of course it was Saturday and I was dressed up like Melindhra, like right after our show, and I had this dagger, so it became the stand-in for the ruby hilted dagger. And at some point, I didn't see what happened because I'm pretty sure I was being a wall at the time. I don't know. The dagger got stabbed into somebody, and then it just like completely fell apart. It was very emphatically used, so it was sacrificed for art, and that's what I'm saying.
A good reason to sacrifice the dagger. I think yours is the last one that's
The
held up.
last dagger standing, maybe.
This is true, yeah.
Because mine kept flying apart. Like I would just like flick it a little bit and it would fly apart, and then the cat sat on one of the parts, and it cracked. So like I still have all the pieces, but it's just like it's assembled. It is not functional.
Oh, I haven't voted. I'll vote.
You haven't voted?
There's a tie.
Sorry,
It's a tie. Go vote.
I was
Right,
telling story.
Ending poll. It's not the tie. Ending poll. The name will be Cat Swain.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Oh my gosh, the stretch.
Love that. What a perfect way.
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you
She's
everyone
so
for joining us.
excited.
I can see that.
Aw. I hope she lives up to her name.
I hope
Oh,
so too.
she really
she
is already.
spanks
Like,
you all the time.
that's so perfect. Like again, she's already being aggressive. She knows her place. When I walk in, she's like up in my feet.
Can we
Now,
please
feed me.
give her a little paralysis net? Just a little one.
Oh
to
my
put on
God.
her head.
That would be amazing.
Yes,
in
I
prowess.
will.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
love that.
I will
Sorry,
100%
Carly.
absolutely-
You're gonna love her
That will happen.
Yeah.
or hate her.
All right,
We're
folks.
not sure.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know we've been like crazy schedule thanks to JordanCon. Thank you, Carly and Amis, for joining us. They're going to be popping in and out a lot over time, hanging out with us and having some fun. And I think that's it. We'll be back next week. There's no plans to not be. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Leigh-A, you've missed two things this week. Firstly, where's our stabby affirmations?
Fuck. They're right here, right in front of me.
Okay, let's have our stabby affirmation because we like to do this.
Keep
Fucking
fucking going.
Keep going.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
And what was yesterday?
God damn it.
No, I said I
right back.
wouldn't do
Hold on.
this. I said I
You
wouldn't
said
do
you
this.
weren't gonna do it.
I
You were
know.
being fake humble, weren't you?
I was no, I'm not. It's not. You know, this is not humble. I'm
Fake
just like, no,
humble.
I know Leigh-A loves doing this, and I was like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll give in. So, yeah, Leia's run off to get the snack water calendar, folks. If you know what,
It is May.
It is now May.
It's
Yes,
It's May, everyone.
It's
it is May. So you no longer
It
get
is
to enjoy
not
Kevin.
April anymore.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Bye, Kevin.
Bye, Kevin. We love
Oh,
you, Kevin.
May.
Now,
Hello.
unfortunately,
There he is.
Hi.
There he is.
the picture that started it all.
Amazing.
Right, enough
Amazing.
of that. Put it down now, Leigh-A. I gave you a moment. So.
I feel like there's
Keep
two
it
rounds
up.
on the screen right now.
Keep it there the whole time.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. And please like the video, subscribe, and comment below with anything you want to add to this chaos.
Smash that like, friends.
Smash that like, all those things, and we will see you next week. So until then, may you always find love, water, and shade. Bye.